Have you ever witnessed a child that's being treated in any other way than the way he or she deserves to be? Have you ever seen a child go without because of unequipped and uncaring parents? This is a scene that I've seen countless times, and it needs to be stopped. If it was required by law to have a license in order to become a parent, I believe that there would be less children bearing the burden of mistreatment. I hope that with the new addition of knowledge concerning the maltreatment of children, that maybe something can be done about it. Hopefully, with this license in order to have children, it will reduce the amounts of child abuse, children ended up in foster homes, and the amount of people who have children for entirely wrong reasons. The first topic that I would like to enlighten you all on is the topic of child abuse. According to dictionary.com, child abuse is defined as mistreatment of a child by a parent or guardian, including neglect, beating, and sexual molestation. While looking on the internet, I discovered some interesting percentages on AmericanHuman.org. Out of the children that were abused, 62.8% were neglected, 16.6% received physical abuse, 9.3% were sexually abused, 7.1% received emotional and psychological abuse, 2% were medically neglected, and 14.3% fell underneath the other category. Also, after talking to my father on the subject, he told me about several occasions while working as a police officer that would fall under child abuse. He witnessed homes where the refrigerator and cabinets were empty because the parents had used their money to purchase drugs instead of needed supplies and food. Now, the reason that I brought up child abuse is simple. If you have to have a license to have a child, most likely the parent truly wants that child, and if the child is truly wanted, then it's unlikely that the child will be abused. The license may not completely stop child abuse altogether, but for the most part it should reduce the amount of child abuse. The second topic that I would like to speak on is foster care. According to an article on fosterclub.com, there are over 510,000 American children in foster care. If people do not want a child, then why do they have them? It's not fair for the child to be born and as soon as it's born to be put into foster care. On childrenunitednations.org, I read some facts on what happens to the teens who age out of foster care. 65% of those who emancipate leave without a place to live. Less than 3% of those go to college. 51% are unemployed, and emancipated females are 4 times more likely to receive public assistance than the general public. If it was made a law to have a license in order to have children, then this would cut down on the amount of children that were put into foster care. The same as child abuse, if someone truly wants a child, he or she wouldn't be given up for adoption. Now, other than foster care and child abuse, I have one more topic to support the license for adults who want children. My third reason to support the license is to prevent people from having kids for their own personal gain. I've worked in different grocery stores, and often I've heard customers bragging about how much money that they received on their income tax and the amount of food stamps they get because of the amount of children that they have. Not only did I hear these things, but I also witnessed children mistreated for absolutely no reason at all. Also, around income tax, I've actually had people encourage me to have children in order to increase the amount of money that I'm refunding. That's horrific to imagine people having children for their own gain. Children should be brought into this world to love and care for, not for personal gain. Hopefully, after going over these terrible things that are happening to children, then maybe we can all take action to aid in this development of a license for those who want to become parents. If we don't do anything, then who will?